Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a compression breakout that we had in gold this morning during the London session. You can see we came in right in here, and gold was in well-defined channel here. We had well-defined resistance up here at 1524, well-defined support down here at 1520.9, and gold was just chopping sideways. And you can see we were moving sideways, but inside this congestion, we were making higher highs and higher lows. And again, often that can be a hint to which way it's going to break out of compression. And as you can see, gold set up a fast line zero touch right here. We had the 34 above the 34 EMA was above the 50 SMA, above the smooth 50, wicking out of the cloud. Had a nice entry right here in anticipation of this break of 1524 resistance. And the reason that we had confidence in our setup right here is because of what was happening on the 30-minute chart. Our 30-minute chart was right here. We had what could have been a reversal doji. It didn't trigger as a reversal doji. It ended up pulling back a little bit, and then this was a strong bullish bar back to the upside. This bar had this long bottoming tail. The body was completely all buying, and it was moving up to this break of significant resistance right there. And when it triggered this doji, that was at 1523.40, which was the same place that was on our Unirenko chart. And as you can see, that ended up breaking. It popped up here, broke resistance, and actually started to look a little bit like it was going to be a 30-minute run on stops. You can see we broke resistance, left this topping tail, and actually pulled back down underneath it a little bit. And typically we would consider that potentially a bearish setup, and we would be real leery about holding on to our longs. But when this was happening, we were also paying attention to what was happening on our 240-minute chart with the ES of all things. And again, this is why we pay attention to what's going on around us in some of the other markets. Because while that breakout was happening in gold, the ES, which had been very bullish since last week, actually, and it had been very bullish all morning, but we had hit significantly overvalued on the 240-minute chart. And typically, when we get into an overvalued situation like that, we're looking for a pullback, consolidation, possibly even a reversal, but for sure, at least a pullback. And that's what we ended up getting. And typically, and now not while gold and the ES are not always 100% inversely correlated, typically we're not expecting gold to go down at the same time the ES is going to go down. So we had confidence to go ahead and hang on to our longs right there. We didn't want to get short, and it was because the ES was significantly overvalued on the 240, and we were expecting a pullback, which is exactly what we got. That pullback ended up leading to this bullish move to the upside in gold, and we ended up being able to pull off 4 targets out of that. $400 per contract. And again, when that 30-minute doji was triggering, that was right here as we were getting our wick out of the cloud. Again, the 34 EMA was above the 50 SMA, above the smooth 50. We had a slow line zero touch, which is indicating a decent momentum reset. You can see that the fast line zero touch. You can see that the fast line on MQ momentum had pulled back down to the zero line. The zero line is the line that the histograms are moving above and below. Gave us a nice momentum reset, which gave us room for momentum to accelerate our trade in the direction we wanted to go. And that's exactly what ended up happening. We took that 30-minute trigger in anticipation of the resistance break. Again, you can see we'd been up here numerous times. And again, we were making higher highs, higher lows in anticipation of a break to the upside. And again, that's exactly what we got. Good for $400 per contract.